FlaSh, of course, gets his compass is actually pointing east right now because he's doing well, but not as well as he would like.
Yep, definitely. I mean, he's shown some very strong games. He's also shown weak ones. He's just been very level and a very strong member of KT, to say the least. He's just always just been at around the same skill level, I have to say, since Pro League began. On the other hand, for this guy, Maru, most winning player here at Pro League, 12-4, and just one win against Terran. That's how rare this matchup is. He's played 16 games. One of those was against Terran.
Also a rarity in Pro League is Merry-Go-Round, the map that we will be having. So if you guys follow the GSL, we've already had some televised matches played on this map in WCS Korea, something that hasn't happened in the other regions. This map isn't yet in the ladder pool, so it's only in-house practice that you're seeing on this map right now. 3-player map for this TBT. Maru needs a win. If FlaSh takes just one win here, KT secures their victory.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top right on Merry-Go-Round in the red for KT Rolster. This is FlaSh.
To the bottom of the map at 6 o'clock, the young Terran hope. It's Maru.
Marine Prince.
Marine Prince.
That's a lot of To Sung-ju on that right.
It's Maru.
And probably a lot more.
Probably like 3 or 4 more Marus on top of that, yeah.
Well, this is going to put down side Ply Depot right there at the ramp. Whereas FlaSh is not going to do the same. He's going to put it behind the minerals. Slight difference.
Yeah. Slightly.
Yeah. The SCV of FlaSh does get more mineral mining time.
But Maru is more set up for a wall.
Yep.
Doesn't happen all too often that you need that in this matchup. But because all units in this matchup are ranged units except the SCV. And the Mule, I suppose, but it can't attack, so. If you think about it that way, what do you really need a wall for? Well, Hellions are the only answer to what you might need a wall for. Except in some cases when you're like playing against Hope Torture, like OGS and Snare, and they're gonna like do that weird SCV pull with like three Barracks Marines, like Wings of Liberty 2010, GSL Open Season 2.
Oh boy.
But otherwise, yeah, you're fine.
You're open the legendary tomes of StarCraft 2 there.
Yeah, I brought out like the history books for those.
Yeah. FlaSh's gonna get a good scout here. He's gonna scout right first, and by right I mean down. In the right direction, I should say.
Yes.
And he's going to be the correct direction. He's going to be very flashy. He's going to make that Reaper. Likes to get that scouting information. He's going to see the CC first of Maru.
Yeah. Sees it. Sees the gas timing as well. I think. I'm going to check that. It doesn't actually matter, like, because he can reasonably assume, but.
I'm not sure if he did. I mean, that SCV was...
barely not able to see it.
Yep, not able to see it, so...
Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's not like he's rushing out gas because he went CC first. So it's not like there's anything he has to worry about.
Yep. SCV of Maru trying to go in there, doesn't see anything but the fact that there's no gas on the other gas, and that there was an SCV coming down, and of course that there was a barracks there. No add-ons. Saw that as well.
Seeing the SCV come down, though, is a pretty big tell that a commander is about to be placed. So he knows the timing of that. But yeah, it's really important to know. He also saw a Reaper kill him.
Yeah.
Which means, okay, a Reaper's coming to my base pretty soon. Is he going to, like, bunker here? No, right? He's just going to fight with the SV a little bit. Try to target down a few hit points on that Marine. Can he kill it? No. He can't actually kill it right now.
Well, if he gets one more shot, but another Marine comes out here and he's going to be forced to jump down. Did a very nice job of getting a lot of damage on those SCVs and forcing a lot of mineral mining time to be lost. And now he's got 2 Reapers here and only 2 Marines right now out for Maru. This could be dangerous. Does he have enough?
Well, let's find out. The third Marine is about to pop, but he's going to lose some SCVs in the meantime. Losing a Marine is the worst because he needs those to defend right now.
Lost one. Another one pops out, though. Tries to micro, but very nice micro on those Reapers right now out of FlaSh.
FlaSh doing a great job here. Pops down to the low ground. And he's bought enough time, actually, for his CC to finish at home. Worker count is even, and he's going to have the faster saturation on the low ground. Of course, with Mules, faster Mules coming out here for Maru. That's something he's got going for him, but do really like FlaSh's position here now. 2 Reapers coming in. Going to force maybe another, well, at least forcing the SCV pull.
Yeah, more mining time lost here. Tries to get that Marine, doesn't quite get it, continuing to do more damage, gets another SCV and more mining time lost. And he's following this up with double Hellion here, as well as a starport about to finish.
Really well played. This is the kind of build we've seen FlaSh win with in the past when he was doing well, and back in Code S. Well, this Hellion is found as well. Everything is not going Maru's way. Like, FlaSh is just owning it up right now. This map belongs to him.
Yep, definitely. Now he's going to pressure at the front here. He's making a Viking as well. He's got to be careful here. Does get one Marine. Very nice target there. That one other Marine is very low. This Hellion out of Maru isn't going to do any damage. It's being followed by 2 of these Hellions, doing extra damage to his light units.
Nice block here. Saves the SCV. Does force these 2 Hellions to come back home, which is kind of annoying because he might have been able to like push his way up the ramp with them at the attack, with only a few Marines and a few Hellions on the high ground, but does just reunite everything back up at home. And it looks to be that we're going to have 2 players meching here. Double factories going down additionally now for both players. No Marines in production, no stim, anything of the kind. Only variation being that Maru decides to go for Cloak and FlaSh decides to go for the answer to Cloak, which is Ravens. He already has a Viking out. Very well prepared.
Yeah, this is just FlaSh being one step ahead all the time.
Uh-oh, Maru's lagging out.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Takes his headset off. He knows immediately somebody over. Thing is, like, they have to pause right away if the game goes back in. Most likely it's a drop, so we're probably going to have a regame.
That's very unfortunate, especially for FlaSh. He was coming across the map with an attack that definitely could have done a ton of damage.
Well, I mean, by regame, I mean, like, resume from replay. Like,
okay.
Not actually, like, a re-regame.
Okay.
Unless, like, something crazy happened to Maru's computer that's been affecting him this whole game, which case he probably should have said so earlier. I mean, I guess there are still some cases where you might actually have a regame, even with the replay. Like, if the map version is wrong or there's, like, a bug with the map, I guess, like, possibly, but I'm fairly certain that Maru, like, either lost internet connection for just a second and desynced, or maybe, like, just his game crashed.
Yeah.
So, but everything will be fine, guys, unless Maru has some deeper issue, like he pulled the Ethernet cable out and he's, like, looking at the technical guy, like, with this defiant look of, like, I'm not playing the game. Like, if that's the case, then we're all in trouble. But otherwise, I think everything is going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it really sucks for him, like, to have this technical issue and the pressures on it. He doesn't seem to be very affected. I mean, he's literally said not one word. I mean, notice that. He hasn't typed anything in chat because he's not in the game. He has not said one word at all. He just sits there. That's Maru. He does not get affected by stuff like this. But
Yep.
You got to be careful, you know, in a situation where you're down in a game and everything you've done has kind of been thwarted. It really hurts.
Yeah. And little does he know, I don't think he got the scout on the Raven coming out as well as the Viking. His cloak is not going to be very effective. He's been one step behind FlaSh this entire game, and it's not looking so good so far from what we saw.
Well, he has left the game, so I can only guess that we will just be invited to a rehosting of the replay, and we'll continue from there.
Yep. The regame from replay, a very nice feature they did add in.
I also want to mention that total workers killed so far in this game is 8 workers for FlaSh. He was able to kill 8 harvesters in total, whereas Maru was only able to kill the scouting SCV. And I'm just looking at some other graphs here. At the very end of the game, there was a massive lead for an army for FlaSh. And he was able to also equalize the economy pretty early on. So, you know, just some little things I'm looking at in the graph, the score graph. Both players back on screen. I'm not sure if I'm going to get re-invited because they're not that used to inviting me. Hold on a second. I'm going to type. I got to put my mic down.
You're still new to the whole joining the game thing here with our observer PC that we did get new here with round 3. So we'll see. Wolf's typing in Korean in the chat, trying to get himself invited here.
Yep. Hopefully they get me in.
One thing I noticed while we're waiting is that FlaSh has a very similar scar to me, to the right side of his eye. Mine is a little higher.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that.
I fell into a door when I was little. That's how I got that scar. No stitches required, but gave me a scar.
Trying to think of like a StarCraft joke. I'm like, FlaSh fell into a spider mine, but no, I don't know. I'm like, FlaSh barely was grazed once by a hydralisk spine. Okay, well, I'm just going to force myself into the lobby. I did it. I'm in.
You did it, man. Even before the other guy is in there.
I'm resourceful.
You're making yourself known. Okay, they agreed to invite you even though you're already in. Now everybody is getting in, so. Looks like we're going to get started soon here, guys. Stay with us. As we
Stay
deal
with us,
this.
guys. Are you guys with us? Okay, good.
I think they are, yeah.
Yeah, I'm certain they are. All right, here's a shot of FlaSh. He knows his position in this game. When you get removed from a game like this, too, it's so annoying. You have to constantly be thinking about like what's going on without even being able to look at the screen.
You got to think of the state of the game and what the other player was doing
And what you were
without
doing
actually
and
being in the game.
where your units were.
Yeah, it's hard. It like prolongs the pressure that is on both these players. It just puts them in this very uncomfortable mode where they're like resting from the game, but they're not resting because their minds are going a mile a minute. You can even see it like on Maru. He's like, "Oh well, I just got my second base up and running, and I'm building a bunker, and FlaSh is twitching." And
Wow, FlaSh really is twitching, man. That's what he does. Wow. Like, there's going to be a gif of this. I like don't want to talk.
I love how we're just watching FlaSh Twitch right now on stream. Or on camera, I should say.
And also on twitch.tv. This really is twitch.tv right now, Kappa.
Yeah. Oh, God.
All right, the players are in the game. It was instantly paused. And there's nothing weird, he says. He says, yep. And just saying 1 second, and we're going to get started. FlaSh is not impressed.
He's never impressed with anything. You know, watching them drink Picari Sweat all the time makes me want to drink it.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if
sponsor
you,
effect, man.
Yeah. Those guys, like, chug that, man.
All right, 3, 2, 1. We're back in the game. And currently, actually, we have a pretty big move out coming across the map by FlaSh, perhaps to punish here. The Cloak Banshee may end up being a defensive unit here. He's actually trying to break through.
Yep, getting some very nice shots already. Kills the SCV, making the bunker, and these SCVs are toast. They all go down. A Mule goes down as well, but the Banshee comes out. Should be able to defend it right now. FlaSh, unfortunately, keeping the Banshee, or rather the Viking and the Raven back at home to defend against this kind of thing.
Can actually just run past. If he gets intercepted here, that would be terrible. He's got to stay at home with that Banshee. Like I said before, it becomes now a defensive unit rather than a harassment unit. The second Banshee about up too, but here's the Viking.
This is so nice by FlaSh. He baited this Banshee out way, way far. Sees the Viking, and now FlaSh is just going to walk in, but very nice concave here out of Maru. FlaSh trying to get a decent angle here, but not such good shots here. Looks like FlaSh is going to be able to take out this Banshee eventually, but it looks like the attack is held off for now.
Well, one Reaper is still alive. He could actually maybe drop an auto turret. Yeah, he does. Okay, I didn't see that for some reason. It's going to fight against this Hellions. This harassment Banshee, though, somehow was able to sneak by. The turret is not ready. How much damage can Maru do? Because this may be the thing that turns this game around for him.
Yeah, could definitely do it. But the missile turret, rather, is going to finish here. And this Banshee is going to be forced away from the mineral line. About to lose its cloak, and once it does that, Vikings should start to do a bunch of damage.
By the way, if you see that crux, I want to mention this. The Banshee does die up to the top left. That's actually the name of the map-making team that makes the best maps in Korea. They actually have a website. I don't know it off the top of my head. I think it might be crux.tistory.com, TISTORY.com. I think that's what it is. You can check out the maps they're working on. They have like always a huge list of maps on their website that are all prototypes. And most of the maps that you see end up being picked in Korea, and oftentimes the ones that translate into the latter pool are actually made by this map-making team. Great team of mappers, and I just wanted to give them a shout-out. Wind Park used to be a Prime member as a map maker. He's one of the most famous. But here we go. Blue Flame is actually done right now for Maru. Or rather for FlaSh, excuse me.
And now he's going to be able to push through. These Hellions of Maru are not going to be able to hold this off. He does have the bunker, but now he's trying to fight with SCVs against this, and FlaSh could actually just land
the Vikings. Yeah, he does it. Auto turrets go down here twice, add some extra DPS. And SCV's fighting against Viking. That's not what you want, especially with that Hellion lining up there. Look at that. The Hellion lines it up perfectly.
Maru taking his hand off the keyboard.
GG! FlaSh amidst the screams of 100 fangirls will walk out of the booth, claim the high fives, and bring back the glory to KT Rolster that some may have said they lost towards the end of round 2. They're back with a vengeance here in round 3, putting themselves ahead of JINAIR, rivalry-wise. You know, at this point it seems like KT isn't even really the rival. I mean, SKT isn't really the rival of KT anymore. It's JINAIR.
Yep, JINAIR have put themselves in that position, but this is a hard loss to take. Their ultimate, their final boss here for JINAIR has gone down to FlaSh. FlaSh, such a solid player. What a very nice TVT game there. Just from the start with the Reapers continuing to do damage after damage, and Maru just wasn't able to keep up since the beginning of the game.
Very, very tough loss there for Maru. He was just behind from the beginning. His computer crashed. The Blue Flame upgrade for FlaSh finishing just a second faster. The timing